The concept of monotheism, since the creation of man on earth, has been the foundation of all divine messages. There is a big difference between the ancient communities, the pagans who worshipped idols, and we who pay tribute and respect to the Prophet and Imam Ali and Imam Hussein when we call upon them as a gate to Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina wa Habibi qulubina Abil Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad wa ala ahli baytihi al-tayyibin al-tahirin al-ma'sumin. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, all praise and all gratitude due to our Lord, our Creator, Cherisher, Sustainer. May His peace and blessings be upon all of His messengers and the seal of those messengers, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, upon His wonderful, committed, honest, righteous family, and His loyal companions too. And may the peace of the Lord be upon you and with you all, my dear brothers and sisters. The concept of monotheism, since the creation of man on earth, has been the foundation, or if you will, the stepping stone of all divine messages. They started first with monotheism, with linking and connecting people to God. In this life, man has 4 types of relationships. First and foremost, with the Lord, his relationship with God. Then his relationship with himself. Then his relationship with people around him. Fourth, the relationship with the environment that surrounds him. And that environment, it could be the nature, it could be animals, it could be insects, it could be the soil, the turba, it could be the water, the air. And those 4 elements or relations, they entail rights and responsibilities. But the first important relationship is with your Lord. He has given you rights. The first right that He has given you, the first privilege that He provided you with, is a creation, existence, al-hayat. He brought you into this life. He made you human being. Then He gave you intelligence, aql, reason, brain. That's the best gift that God has given you. Maybe some people complain that I don't have money to buy this fancy car, sport car. I don't have enough money to buy this mansion here. I don't have enough money to play, let's say, golf because it's too expensive. I don't have money to afford skydiving. Why did God did this to me? Remember, God gave you something more important than a house, than a car, than a Rolex watch, than jewelry. He gave you brain. He gave you aql. He gave you reason. And through this reason, you can bring happiness and fortune to yourself. You know, when Adam was created and he was sent to earth, God sent him Gabriel. Gabriel came to him and he said to him, Adam, God is giving you 3 choices. Choose one. He gives you honor, He gives you aql, and He gives you faith. 3. If you choose one, the other two are going to say bye and they leave you. So which one are you going to choose? Reason, honor, al-sharaf, ad-deen, faith. So Adam was thinking for a second. Then he said, I'm going to choose reason, al-aql. So Gabriel turned to the honor and to faith, and he said to them, insarifa, leave him, because he chose reason, so go. You know what they answered? They said, God has commanded us أن نكون مع العقل حيث ذهب, that we follow the reason wherever it goes. So since he chose reason, we have to stay with him. You buy one, the Americans, they say, this is the marketing, a marketing expression. You buy one, you get the second one free. Here, God says you buy one, you get the 2 more items free, not just one. He chose reason. God said then, once you chose reason, you're going to have honor and you're going to have faith too. So God has given you reason. What do you worry about? Why do you worry? Through reason, if you use it, if you utilize it, you're going to achieve success. Even the guy who purchased a mansion, he didn't purchase it because he was a crazy, he had no brain. Even the guy who's driving a sport car, all these things were achieved through reason. But you have to realize that the biggest gift that God has given you is aql. Is aql. So take care of it. How do we take care of aql? Let me ask you this question. If you do drugs, are you going to benefit your brain, your reason, or are you going to hurt it? If you do alcohol, you drink alcohol, are you going to benefit and do good to your reason, or you do bad? Which one? You know the answer. Do you know why now alcohol, drugs are forbidden? It's for you, it's not against you. It's for your advantage. It's for your benefit. It's for your happiness. Here we read the story of Joseph, Yusuf alayhi salam, when he was incarcerated for no reason, unjustly. He was put in the jail because the wife of the prime minister at that time, she accused him. She wanted to have an affair with him. When he refused, then she said, I know what to do with you. They sent him to jail to protect the honor of the wife of the prime minister. But he was sabr. He had a perseverance and patience. He did not lose himself. He didn't complain. He didn't say, oh God, you know the truth. You know the reality. You know I am innocent. You know what they did to me. You know they accused me wrongly. God knows. But this is part of you. You are in the making. God is creating you and reinforcing you, preparing you for the future. So in the prison, there were 2 atheists with him who did not believe in God. So he started convincing them. He said to them, Ya صاحبي السجن, أأرباب متفرقون أم الله الواحد القهار ما تعبدون من دونه إلا أسماء سميتموها أنتم وآباؤكم ما أنزل الله بها من سلطان. O my 2 inmates, my friends, Ya صاحبي السجن. Although he was a messenger of God, but he was not arrogant. He did not say, hey, I am above you, I am more intelligent, I am more educated, I am more spiritual, so listen to me. No, he addressed them in a very friendly, and humble way. Ya sahibay as-sijn, you are my companions in the prison. So he was telling them basically, hey dude, you are my friends. Ya sahibay as-sijn, أأرباب متفرقون أم خير أم الله الواحد القهار. Several lords and deities that are conflicting with each other and fighting with each other and rivaling with each other are better and more sensible, or a unified force in this universe, أم الله الواحد القهار, that has no conflict within it, that has no dispute within it. Which one is better? See, when you debate with someone, provide him with a parable, with an example. Ask him a question. Ask him a question. Let him give the answer. When people have reason and they have a brain, definitely they're going to take a moment to think, and they provide you with a good answer. أَأَرْبَابٌ مُتَفَرِّقُونَ خَيْرٌ أَمِ اللَّهُ الْوَاحِدُ الْقَهَّارُ. The answer, of course, definitely a unified force in this universe is much better than a conflicting forces, various forces that are fighting among themselves. This is how he led them to Tawheed, to monotheism. This is how it should be. Use the intelligence. Some people choose to use threats. In some communities, in some societies, they don't use encouragement. They don't use persuasion. They use threats. Oh, listen, if you don't believe in God, the sky will fall down on your house, okay? Your house will collapse, will cave in, and then your children are going to die, and the curse is going to hit you. You're going to lose your health, your business. None of these things happen. None of these things happen. God is not venomous. God is the God of mercy. God is the God of tolerance. If God decides to punish us for a few simple reasons, then the entire population of earth would be perished, and no one would exist. No one would survive. But God does not do that. God provides with a respite, with another chance for us. أَأَرْبَابٌ مُتَفَرِّقُونَ خَيْرٌ أَمِ اللَّهُ الْوَاحِدُ الْقَهَّارُ. Even the atheist, even the agnostic, even pagans, even idol worshippers believe that a unified force, a unified entity, it's better than a dividing one. Because with the dividing ones, there are always rivalries and conflicts, while the unified one brings people together under one banner, under one umbrella. Even today, in today's politics, my friends, look at the European Union. It did not exist back in the 70s, neither in the 80s. Then it was created in the 90s. European Union. Why? Because we need to work together. We need to create a homogeny. Today they call it globalization. So we have one system, one economic systems. In some countries they believe we have to have one currency. Why should we have divided currency? You know, this is why they created the Eurozone, which is collapsing now, because there was no equality. There is no equity. There is some sort of injustice. Otherwise, if they really help each other, the Eurozone becomes very strong. But when there is some greed and rivalry and dominance here and there, then you find these sort of setbacks. So even the world today is moving towards homogeny, globalization, global village. unifying our economic system, our political system, our currency, this is a unified force. And this is exactly the meaning of Tawheed. Tawheed means, monotheism means, we submit to one power, an absolute power, but yet not a dictator, not a dictatorship. It is an absolute power. It is omnipotent. It is irresistible. Amillahul wahidul qahhar. He is irresistible. He is so powerful. He is dominant, but he's not a dictator. He's just. He's adil. So you don't fear him. You don't worry. What you worry about is that someone who's powerful, he's dominant, but he's a dictator. But if someone is powerful, he has a might, military might, social might, he has strong media, he has strong economy, he has strong army, but he's so just and so sensible and so thoughtful and so sacrificing and so human being, then you don't worry about him. We worry because when man assumes power, he becomes arrogant. إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَن رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. Any person, be it a politician, be it a religious leader, be it an educator, be it a tribal leader, be it a boy of 10 years old. When you tell him, listen, boy, those 50 students are under your care. You are the boss, you are the leader. Immediately he's going to be infused with sense of pride and arrogance. But that does not happen to God. Why it doesn't happen to God? Because insan, my friends, we the humans, we are naqis. بِطَبِيعَتِهِ naqis. We are insufficient. We are deficient, actually. So once we find an opportunity to get some money, to get some fame, to get some authority, some power, some influence, we start abusing the system. While Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not naqis, is not deficient. Allah is self-sufficient. Allah does not need fame, does not need to be a celebrity, does not need power or influence. He created power, He created influence, He created fame, He created people, He created life, He created death. You think He wants to be popular? You know what God says to Moses? God says to him, "O Moses, if all people reject me, they don't worship me, it would never hurt me. Yes, I feel sorry for them, but they are not going to hurt me. Neither if all people decide to worship me and bow down right before me, it's not going to benefit me." While we, the people, once 5 people are going to praise us, oh, then I'm a philosopher, I'm great. See, people are speaking highly of me, I'm important. This means that there is an inferiority complex, uqdatun naqs, with most of the people, except those who have been chosen by Allah. إِلَّا مَنْ عَصَمَ اللَّهِ. Except the Anbiya, the prophets. They don't get sense of a pride, sense of conceit, sense of arrogance, because Allah has polished and refined their souls and their spirits. They humble themselves before Allah. They don't become arrogant. So even secularists, they believe that a unifying force is better than a dividing force, a force that is divided, a force that based on conflict and rivalry. يا صاحبي السجن أأرباب متفرقون خير أم الله الواحد القهار ما تعبدون من دونه. What you are serving now and worshipping now, إلا أسماء سميتموها. These are artificial names. It has no truth in them. It has no reality. They are not tangible. They are vulnerable. They don't stand for long. You created them. Out of misunderstanding, out of ignorance, out of sheer emotions, you created them. You created these names and you called them lords and deities. إِلَّا أَسْمَاءً سَمَّيْتُمُوهَا أَنْتُمْ and the generation who was before you. وَآبَاؤُكُمْ. But it has no basis. With God, it is baseless. أَنْتُمْ وَآبَاؤُكُمْ مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ بِهَا مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ. God never intended for these things to happen. These are not the making of God. These are the making of your own self. In al-hukmu, the leadership, the guardianship is not for no one but Allah. In al-hukmu illa lillah amara alla ta'budu illa iyyah. He commanded, he decreed. Amara here, it means he decreed. It's like the verse, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him and you do good to your parents. It's the same here. أَمَرَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ. He decreed that you worship none but Him, because if you seek success, submit to Him. If you seek satisfaction, internal satisfaction, the heart becomes happy. The heart is smiling. Then connect well with God. I have a friend, I was traveling with him one day. He said, listen, Sayed, I would never go to a hotel that it does not have Wi-Fi. I can go to a hotel that it doesn't have a shower, but a hotel that does not have a Wi-Fi, I'm not going to go. I said, why? He said, I need to connect with my wife, with my kids, with my business. Connection. Connection with God. You need to connect to this Wi-Fi system that takes you to God. Once you connect to God, everything else is going to be easy in your life. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.